Happy to say I'm accompanied again by Kieran Powell, someone who's not trying to clock his first win of the tournament alongside the Premium Indians. Morning to you. Going along well nicely, aren't you?
Yeah, we are indeed. I think we've sort of come to grips with conditions here. I think today, however, seems to be posing a different challenge altogether as the fog has come in and the weather forecast isn't looking great for the rest of the week, but thankfully we were able to get some play and the game is going to get underway shortly.
Well, as you can see, players heading out into the middle. The two Afghan batters striding out, ready to take guard. And with the revised conditions today, as we said, 15 overs aside. Each bowler gets 3 overs. And we've got 5 overs of power play. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of change in tactic and what kind of impact it has just having 15 overs aside. And in these kind of conditions, I don't think I'd want to be taking a high catch against that white sky.
It's going to be interesting, the visibility, especially being T20 format, white balls in play with the fog. So there's going to be a lot to contend with, not only for the fielders out there, but for the batters themselves in terms of being able to pick up the ball as clearly as they normally would. Having said that, it's good to just have some cricket on. The tournament's been progressing nicely, and the last thing that both of these teams sort of needed is to have a match affected by weather when both of them have not yet managed to get onto the board or obtain any points. So they'd be quite happy to get out there trying to get their first points on the board, and hopefully the weather doesn't come back in too much. It seems to be getting foggy.
Yeah, well, this is how the Premium Afghans line up today as they look to try and clock their first win. Obviously batting first. They were sort of had the game handed to them in their first match, so they're looking for a fight back against the Premium Paks. And the drone just giving us the view there, and this is how the Premium Paks line up. The notable absence for them today is Ryan Scott. We saw what he could do with the bat the other day. He was sort of trying to lead that charge. There was a time they looked like they might be on to chase it down, but when he went, things started to fall away in their first game. Well, opening up proceedings with the ball for the Premium Paks is Fayaz Butt, and they'll be starting with pace. We saw your game yesterday, the Premium Indians pace up the top did the business, and we're up and running. And he's bowled him. First ball. Well, what a start. They've waited around all morning. He goes to play the first shot, and I'm afraid he's got to go first ball of the innings. All that build up. Well, Fayaz Butt says, you miss, I hit, and sends him on his way.
Well, I think what's interesting here is that the Premium Paks, obviously led by Mohammed Irfan, the most experienced player out there, hasn't decided to go with himself for taking up the new ball duties today. But having said that, seems to have brought them some good fortune. First ball, wicket straight away. So Premium Paks are up and rolling here today.
Well, talk about a dream start. It's often difficult when you've had to wait around all morning, get inside your head, but absolute peach of a delivery to send the opener on his way. First ball of the innings. And no man bardashed. He's going to have to well, action from the off here. So the two openers, Isantullah Janat, can just watch the wicket fall from the other end. And now Sabor Heran comes out to the middle, and he's got a job to do for his team. Yeah, maybe don't hold the bat that way up. Well done. Just flicking a little something off the end. Well, what a dream start for Fayaz Butt. Handed the new ball. And, well, you can see what kind of intent they look to come out and play with, the Afghans. No worries for Sabor Heran. Mate, get bowled first ball. He looks to try and launch that over into our commentary box and just gets smacked on the body.
Well, the Premium Afghans have gone for a change in tactic here today, with Samit Patel not coming at number 3 as well. So they would have had a discussion based on yesterday's match and their performance and how they want to go about rectifying the mistakes they made yesterday, and they've made a few changes to how they're going to go about that.
Again, looking to try and clear the bowler back over his head, missing that outside edge just by a fraction. Well, yesterday they also won the toss and elected to have a bat. It was Abdul Wazi with his 45 for the Afghans. He was the pick of the batters. And Samit Patel did his bit at 3, as you say. Well, they're finally up and running, the Afghans. Runs on the board. You know, you turn up, you look to go and warm up, you think your game's going to start, and then you've got to hang around. And it's difficult to sort of get back into the zone when you're not quite sure what's going to be going on and when you're going to be starting. But exciting that we've managed to get a game out here. It is clearing up as we speak as well. There was a time earlier we couldn't even see the flags in the distance.
Well bowled, well played, quick single. Bit of argy-bargy with the non-striker and the bowler there. Batter seeming to be stronger of the two, getting through for a single there.
They've gone for a sort of chest bump in the middle on the way through. But I guess if you were running into Mohammed Irfan, you'd sort of be headbutting him in the belly button.
I think there's only one winner in that fight.
Yeah. Helpful though, I guess, in foggy conditions. You can see what he's signalling with his arm. He's just sent the man out to deep mid-wicket. Well, talking of the man out at deep mid-wicket, that has gone straight to him. And he's put it down. Perhaps the white sky made it difficult, but it went straight down his throat, and we thought that was the second wicket, the second Afghan off back to the dugout. But as it stands, he survives.
Well, the fielder at deep mid-wicket didn't have to move left or right, in or out. Literally just had to stand there and sort of open his mouth, as they would say in the Caribbean. Straight down your throat.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking just the same.
But he's managed to make a mess of that somehow, and looking at his fingers, I'm not sure if he's saying that it's a bit too cold and couldn't feel when the ball hit his hands or whatever the case is, but Premium Afghans will be happy for that reprieve.
Yeah, Nicholson Ekwar. Keep an eye out for him, because so often you find the ball then follows you. As soon as you drop it, put it down. Then no matter where you go, there is no hiding out in the field.
What I have noticed is that lots of teams, whilst going very hard in the power play, have been losing several wickets early on, which has put them under pressure throughout the remainder of the innings. So there's been something where there's a lack of balance in teams' approach, where teams either go extremely as wickets or extremely defensive and not be able to maximize that power play. There's not been a middle ground so far, so it's going to be interesting the next sort of 5 overs of the power play here to see how Premium Afghans go. But having said that, it seems as though they're going to take the positive route.
Yeah, just done for pace there by Umar Farouk. We'll be interested to see how he performs today. He struggled a little bit with his run-up the other day, actually, and went for a hefty over of 22 at one point, but in his second spell came back on, recovered nicely, so you just got to forget about that. The youngster had a difficult early on. Just play with a mature head and just play your game. Well, that's chipped up in the air. Mohammed Irfan, the big old bucket hands, is not going to drop that. And that is the second wicket down for the Afghans.
Well, I think if it's one fielder on the field that you don't want to try and chip a ball over his head, it'd probably be Mohammed Irfan. Picked out the biggest man on the field, just a bit shorter than the side screen, and it was always going to be dangerous once you're sort of hitting a ball in the direction of Mohammed Irfan, who has bucket hands, and collected that the ball sort of disappeared into his hands, and Premium Paks have struck again.
Well, dream start for the Premium Paks, for sure. Nicholson Ekwart there, just grinning, thinking, thank goodness it didn't cost too much.
Indeed, and this sort of fits into the trend where teams are losing lots of early wickets and putting themselves under unnecessary pressure going into the middle order. So,
well, that brings Usman Ghani out to the middle.
Just going to have a bit of a rebuilding job to do here.
Raining up as we speak out there. There was talk of some rain today, and then we all got here this morning, and it wasn't the rain that was the problem. It was the fact that I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. This is good stuff from Umar Farouk. I mentioned that he struggled early on in their first game, but he's come back fighting today. He's picked up the 1 wicket. He's got good pace. And just a reminder, it's 3 overs per bowler, 5 overs of power play, and 15 overs per side. Well, that will be the first boundary of the innings. He looks to swing, completely misses it, and it just rolls away to the boundary. Pace on that. There was never no fielder ever stopping that one. And they'll take these runs however they can at the moment, the Afghans.
The bowler won't be too dissatisfied with the outcome of that. Pitched up, seems to have gotten a bit of swing, outside edge past the keeper for 4.
Short, and he's not dealt with it particularly well. It does land safe, and he's giving his hand a little shake. I felt that. This is good, aggressive, fast bowling.
Well, this is the kind of start that the Premium Paks would have wanted. obviously striking early, creating inroads into Premium Afghans batting. Premium Afghans are going to have to find a way to rotate the strike. And having said that, he's pulled this one away over the man at sharp fine leg for 4. So second boundary of the over and creating some nice momentum now into the innings.
Yeah, lovely shot that. Just used the pace, didn't he? Helped it on its way. Only needed a bit of bat on that and it was heading off to the boundary. 1 bounce 4. Well, end of 2 overs. The Afghans 11 for 2, losing a wicket at the very first ball of the innings after that long delay this morning. But with players underway, 15 overs each. The music is blaring. It's brightening up by the second. And we've got cricket. And what more could you want? Well, continuing with Fayaz Butt to bowl his second. Picked up the wicket with the first ball of the day. Well, just passing the ball around a little bit there, the Premium Paks, but you don't want it to spend too much time on the ground. It's going to get a little damp. And Fires Butt at the end of that long run, just on the edge of the advertising square. Shorter and just clipped away off the hip. This is good from these two. They could have got a little bogged down, worried after losing those 2 early wickets and found themselves sort of trying to rebuild something. But they're still taking that aggressive route we were talking about and trying to rotate the strike, finding the boundaries. 15 overs to play with altogether, so you haven't got as much time to try and get yourselves into the game. Just the 5 overs of the power play. But remember that bowlers only have 3 overs each. So this is Fires Butt's second. And a slight misfield, no advantage taken of that.
It is going to be interesting to see how the bowlers are rotated and having.
Yeah, do you keep one up the sleeve or do you just bowl them straight through at the beginning and hope that you can capitalise on this start for the Paks and pick up another? Again, that's well kept down. And there's good running as well. Awareness from the non-striker. And scampering through for the one. It's very nearly hit him where it really, really hurts.
Well, the pitch seems to be playing a lot better today. The ball's been coming through the region of the midriff, and so the batters should be able to play a lot more shots, given that they're having a lot more bounce to work with.
Well, he saw him coming there. He looked like he was going to try and shuffle down the pitch, and he adjusted his length a little bit there, Fires Butt, so caused Usman to have a think. But they think they might have got his man with a run out here. We're going to go upstairs. It's all happening out in the middle now. This is the last thing the Afghans need.
Well, that was always going to be touch and go, that second run. Fielder picked it up quickly and fired in a strong return. I reckon it's going to be very close.
Fall down the pitch.
If anything, the ball may have just slowed up on the outfield with the bounce return. Premium Paks don't seem to be too excited about their chances here. Let's see.
Well, he's still not in the frame, is he? But we can't see the ball yet either. Close. Is that bat on the ground? I think he's all right.
I think if the bowler had gotten into a better position there.
Yeah, he's had to come almost all the way around his body. There's the green light, not out. He's had to take it in front of him, turn and bring it all the way around him, so the 180 degrees. And Usman lives to survive another day. Pace there. Well, it closes out the third over. And at the end of 3, the Afghans 16 for 2, losing a wicket in the very first ball of the day, and then another went down in the second over. And are they going to continue with the same bowler, or are we having a change? It looks like we're having a change in bowler. So it'll be Ali Umar to continue. He's taking over from the express pace of Umar Farouk, who picked up that wicket in his first over. But we've got a headbanded bowler bringing in a bit of difference here. Can they take their third? Remember, just 2 more overs of the power play here. We've only got 5 overs of power play in a 15-over game, shortened by that morning fog. And they're turning to a bit of spin, using the feet. Safe. And there's a confusion in the middle, run out. Well, that is just an absolute nightmare in the middle for the Afghans. Set off for the run. They met in the middle. Had a little, what are you doing, mate? Go back. By that time, it was over. And that's 3 wickets down for the Afghans. Inside 4 overs. They find themselves 16 for 3. Well, there was that almost run out in the previous over. And this time, there was no question about it. Didn't even need sending upstairs. Here it is again. Shuffles down the pitch, finds the edge. And he has to go, and that brings Samit Patel to the middle today at 5.
Well, Samit Patel is going to feel as though this is a replica of yesterday's game. He's gotten to the crease a lot quicker than he would have hoped. Has a bit of a rebuilding job to do here. Doesn't have much time to do it, as we've lost 5 overs, as we've mentioned at the top of the show, because of the weather. 15 over contest. So he's got 12 overs at his disposal, Samit Patel, to make an impact on this game. And he does so straight away, cutting this one away through cover point for a few runs.
So again, that outfield slowing it up. You would have thought as it came off the bat that was guaranteed 4 fielders in pursuit, but it falls short and they come back for a second. Well, that's turned, that's done it all, and that's seen the back of Samit Patel. He's found something in the pitch here, Ali Umar, and that's the top of Samit Patel's off stump, peg back, bails flying, and he's just come to the crease. He's tried to inject something, and he's got to go.
Well, it's a dream start from the premium Paks here, and it's a nightmare. A horror show from the premium Afghans, sort of in the vein of what we saw from yesterday's second match with the premium Aussies. It's sort of been a continuation, but that ball has ragged.
That has turned miles.
That has done a number on Samit Patel there, who would have been playing for that one to just skid on. So you can understand, based on the conditions, why he would have expected it to go straight on. There hasn't been much turn and offer throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot really Samit Patel could have done about that. That has turned an absolute mile. Completely done him up, clipping the top of off stump. And it's something to think about for the captain, if there's a bit of something out there for the spinners. We've seen a lot of spin dominance so far in this tournament, notably Hayden Walsh Jr. He's leading wicket taker in the tournament so far with 10, taking 5 in the Windies opening game, the Windies leggy. Spin doing the business again here.
Well, generally when there's a bit of moisture around in the atmosphere, that does provide some assistance for both spin and pace, because the pitch will have a bit of moisture in it, so the ball will grip and seam about a lot more, which seems to have been the case thus far today.
This is fantastic stuff from Ali Umar. When the Paks lost the toss and were asked to bowl, this is sort of the dream scenario when you didn't choose to do it.
Well, Ali Umar is absolutely enjoying the conditions. You can see that he's really backing. He's not just pushing it through flat, he's asking the batters to come at him. You've only got a limited amount of time. Why don't you try and take me on with the pitch giving me some assistance?
That's quicker delivery. And looked like the umpire might have been putting his finger up, but he's just having a little shuffle, and I think he's been struck here, so the physio might have to make an appearance.
Well, after 4 overs, scores 19 for 4, with the last over of the power play coming up. Well, the physio is going to make some running repairs.
Actually out to the middle. I might feed that back to him later. Well, that was that delivery that saw the back of Samit Patel. An absolute rip snorter.
I think Ali Umar would have channeled his spinner there. Spinning it on glass.
So a few repairs going on. It must be pretty happy for you at the moment in the Premium Indians camp, Kieran?
Indeed it is. Sort of gotten the tournament off to the type of start that we would have wanted as a team. Obviously the first game was a lot closer than we would have hoped for, but we took away some learnings from that game as it relates to the conditions and how we want to go about the way we play as a team. And yesterday was sort of a show of, or a display of how we want to play our cricket throughout this tournament. So we're quite happy with where we're at. Obviously we know there's still room for improvements in all 3 facets. I don't think our fielding yesterday was up to the standard, if we're going to be completely honest. So there are things that we do have to work on, but having said that, we're quite happy to be on top of the table at the moment.
Top of the table, sitting pretty. We're back underway here, and it's chipped up in the air. No one at slip. Well, change of bowling again for the Premium Paks. Still sticking with pace. And after we saw that one absolute rag, well, it is now Nakash Basaharat with the ball, the pacer, and Umar Ali doing the business at the other end, making it turn in all directions. Well, that's gone up very high. It's in the air. The sky is very white. Fielder calls it. He's under it, and he drops it. It's the second drop of the innings already for the Premium Paks. And that's Tala Khan out there. And that was nearly 5 wickets down.
Well, in all my years of playing cricket, I've never seen a good result when a fielder settles under the ball and knocks his cap off. That's pretty much a telling sign that something good is not about to happen.
Well, that's up in the air again, and it's going to be difficult trying to chase that one. It lands safe, and so often, as we say, it's following that fielder around. You drop the ball and the next one comes in your direction again.
Well, this is good bowling for the premium Paks. An offer here for both seam and pace, and they had actually inserted a slip fielder for the first few balls of the over, so they're quite aggressive in trying to get wickets here, which is very important.
Well, that'll be runs. 4 of them. That's just what they needed, the Afghans. Lovely looking shot. Well, just quietly, he moves on to 16 from just 10, so trying to rebuild something here. Usman Ghani. Again, flicks it to mid-wicket and it will fall short of the fielder. And they'll just come through for the 1. But he's trying to take on this pace.
Well, he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting on his own at the moment, Usman. 17 out of 27.
Just 1 ball remaining in the power play. Remember this 15 over game, just 5 overs of power play. That's gone up in the air. No one there fielding. And it plugs. The fielder gives chase and it's not going to reach the boundary. It's a little damp, a little slow out there. Had a lot of height on it. And it closes out the 5th over. 5 overs gone. The Afghans 29 for 4. Well, how do you rebuild at this point as the Afghan side? These two doing a nice job. Usman Ghani, I think it was probably just about getting him on strike and letting him take it on.
Seems to be the man that's in relatively good touch at the moment. Having said that, now with the power play finished and the field being relaxed, it's going to be interesting to see his approach and the fields that the premium Paks go to for him, trying to limit his scoring opportunities. They're still attacking somewhat. They've kept quite a few players in the circle, so they've gone with a lot more than they need to at the moment. They've got 6 guys, well, just sending back the man at long off, so they've got 5 guys in the circle where they only need to have 4, so trying to keep as much pressure on the batters as possible.
And unsurprisingly, Umar Ali continues, and that's not timed to perfection, the under edge, but they've done well to scamper back for a second.
Well, they've sent that man at mid-wicket back to the boundary now.
And that's up in the air, going a long, long way. And that's the first 6 of the innings. Well, Usman Ghani, he means business. He is not hanging about here.
Beautiful shot by Usman. I thought that would have been an option for him from the very first over. Bowlers giving it a lot of float from this end, enticing him to go for a big shot over the fielders at long on and long off. He's obliged on this occasion, and he's pushed the score on by 6.
And so it moves on to 37 for 4. He's just tucked him up slightly there, Ali, and they'll still come through for the one. Doing well, rotating the strike as well. Letting Ghani free his arms up, but also not just making him do it all. And it looks like they'll look for 2, but no, not even thinking about it. So it's difficult to gauge what we think a past score could be, 15 overs, but also we've seen scores of quite a wide range so far in this tournament. Obviously the Aussies yesterday getting bowled out for just 38. And we've seen scores up to 156. So as ballparks go, it's quite large.
I think the premium Paks need to plug that mid-wicket gap with either the man from short third man or backward point. And force the batters to do something different. Having said that, gone through the offside for the first time in the over to recover. Direct hit from the man at long off running around. I'm sure the umpire may want to have a look at that. Maybe not.
Well, end of 6 overs. Ali finishes his second. 42 for 4, the Afghans. So good recovery this. A lot of work coming off the bat of Usman Ghani. 27 from 50.
It's been a very good innings so far from Usman Ghani. He's looked to take on the bowling of the premium Paks.
Yeah, and he's done well actually, taking on Ali in that over. 13 coming from that, just his second over. 3 in the wicket from his first, so complete contrast. Again, we're going to be having a change in bowling, and this man's got to make up for that catch. What can he do, Talakan? Well, sorry reading to kick things off for the Afghans, but recovery is very much on. Usman Ghani, 27 from 15. Well, Talakan again with the spin. Flighted, full toss, given the full beans, the treatment just over the diving fielder. Well, that was there to be hit, and it's been absolutely dispatched by Usman Ghani.
And it's a no ball as well. So the batter's going to have another free swing here. Obviously, Talakan starting with a full toss there, may have slipped out of his hand. The fielder at long off came running in for a bit there. Misjudged it, and so ended up having to dive. 6 more to the score, free hit coming up.
33 he moves on to. And he tries to club that, doesn't time. And it's a good recovery on the free hit. I mean, I know we're in America, but that was a baseball shot, free hit.
Well, I think Usman tried to hit that to Dallas.
Flighted again. They'll just come through for the one, the fielder coming in off the boundary. Well, so Usman Ghani, 34 off 18, very much the pick of the Afghan batters today. And Atiq Niazi keeping him company at the moment, but he'll be looking to try and up his runs too. Well, he swings and tries to, completely misses it. It's done by the turn. He's got those Afghan coloured gloves as well, matching his kit. And on his bat, bit of green there, all coordination. Full toss kept down. It'll just be the one. Well, won't mind that. If you're an Afghan, it brings Usman Ghani back on strike. 34 from 18 for him. Some big hitting. Full toss. Well, it's up in the air. It's going to land safe. The fielder's not even thinking about trying to take the catch. And that was there to be hit, and he'll feel like he's missed out there. Just shaking his bat a little bit.
I think the premium Afghans are going to think as though they missed out there as well. I'm not sure why the fielder didn't make an effort to try and take that catch.
Looked like he was thinking about trying to take a catch. He just sat, waited for it to bounce a couple of times, picked it up.
The mind seems to be playing tricks on Nicholson there.
Well, 7 over premium Afghans after winning the toss and choosing to bat. Had a horror start, but the recovery is on. They find themselves 54 for 4. So remember, this is a 15 over game, 7 overs into it, another 8 to go. And that's a bit of a sorry tale, unless your name's Usman Ghani. He's going along nicely. 35 from 19 for him.
It's going to be very important from this point on for a premium Afghan's standpoint that Usman Ghani goes as deep as possible into the innings, being the in-form batter for them today.
Well, Ali Umar is going to bowl out. He bowls his third. And Ghani looks to take him on with the sweep. Still getting over how much that one turned to see the back of Samit Patel. Well, that's a dead ball, so we have to go do that one again. Well, a little sloppy by the bowler, trying to field off his own bowling, and allows him to come through for 1. Now, interesting, they're bowling him out here, Umar. He's had a mixed bag of overs so far. Well, that's gone up very high in the air. Fielder's calling it. They take the catch. And it's Umar Farouk there. The young speedster makes no mistake. And Atiq, well, he's got to go. Atiq Niazi goes for 9. And the premium Paks, they have their 5th.
The premium Afghans won't be too disappointed with that because you've still got Usman Ghani at the crease, and so you needed the other batter or the other batters batting around him to try and accelerate the scoring as much as possible and allow Usman Ghani to bat as deeply into the innings as possible. So that's showing intent, and it didn't come off on this occasion, but it gives another batter an opportunity to go and try and accelerate the scoring as much as possible around Usman Ghani, who should be the foundation of the remainder of this premium Afghans innings.
Yeah, it's a pretty happy looking side there. Well, that brings Yashmid Mir Alikil to the middle to join Usman Ghani. Well, Ali Umar has picked up his second as well. 2 for 17 for him. He's just got 3 deliveries remaining of his allocated 3 overs today in this shortened 15 over game due to fog earlier in the day, but that seems to have cleared away nicely, unless you're trying to take a high catch. And it's quite white up in that sky. But he made no mistakes. The white sky didn't bother him. And he just takes guard in that view from the stump cam. So 3 to come in this over from Ali. And that's found a little bit of turn again. He's read it nicely. And he's off the mark.
I'd definitely like to see Ali plug that mid-wicket gap with the guy at short third man, because the ball's spinning that much that not many balls, if any, are going to go down to short third man. Block that gap in mid-wicket and force the batters to find another way to score.
Quicker one, nicely clipped away. And they'll settle for just one. So, I mean, Usman Ghani definitely the man to do the business at the moment for this Afghan side. 36 from 21 for him, and it looks like we're bringing on a new bat.
Okay, bowler, best new bowler coming right time round.
A few to pick from, different colour grips. Yep, that's a bat. That'll do. Mohammed Irfan down on one knee, proposing.
It always fascinates me with batters when they call for another bat or a change of bat. You know what bats you have in your bag and you know exactly how they feel. So you do know which bat you'll go for when you call for a change of bat. So it always fascinates me to see come out and act completely surprised as to what bats they've had.
Yeah, it's not like they just picked one out of someone else's bag and gone, right, here's your lucky dip, have this one. Do you name yours at all?
Yeah, I call them RUNS.
Well, there are a few batters that give him different names. Grace Harris names hers all after different burgers, I learned recently. And sometimes it definitely is a whopper when she gets going. Well, into the 9th over here, and it's Nicholson Ekwar. Put down that catch earlier with the ball. He's going through these quickly. Doesn't take much time between deliveries.
Well, he's got a run-up a la Raheem Cornwall. Two steps and he's delivering, so he's going to get through his overs quite quickly.
It almost wouldn't even count as a carry in basketball.
Doesn't seem to be putting much spin on the ball either, just putting it in good areas and getting through his overs quickly. Wicket here, stumping. Batter's run straight past it. So he's made a good adjustment there, saw the batter coming, pulled it down, pushed it through faster. And that's the fall of the 6th wicket here.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind that if you're Nicholson Ekwar, making up for that drop catch earlier. And Usman Ghani is still out there, but he's just...
I got you. I see it. I see it from there.
Change the ball. This one, lot of weight. It's very hard in the weight is coming. You check the ball.
Something wrong with the ball?
This hard is coming. It's very hard is coming. There's so many weight.
Strange dismissal. But dismissal nonetheless. It goes down as a wicket in the books.
Batsman, hurry up, hurry up.
And Usman Ghani sees another partner come out and join him. I mean, he's on 38. He's doing his business. Remember, 15 overs this game, 8.4. Again, those nice Afghan gloves.
Let's stop. Yep.
And the new batter, Abdul Wazi Nouri. Well, we saw what he did yesterday, 45. Interesting that he's come in so far down the innings today. After that performance with the bat yesterday. Well, Usman Ghani's decided he doesn't want to keep hold of that bat, and he's just dropped it as he's come through for his run. Just had a new bat, and in the end ends up throwing it at the floor. So, the 5 runs and the wicket coming from that, the 9th over. So, 9 overs gone. 62 for 6. Well, he picked up Samit Patel with an absolute rip snorter, and he's picked up another since then, and sharing the wickets around otherwise. But Farouk and Ekwar, 1 apiece. After early wickets tumbled, the rebuild is on from the Afghans, led by the man facing now, Usman Ghani.
Well, these 2 batters at the crease for the premium Afghans would have been the most successful batters thus far in the tournament. Obviously, with Wasi getting a good score yesterday, and Usman Ghani being set currently. So they'd be hoping for a big finish to this innings with the last 6 overs here, trying to get in the region of a 110, 120, with the pitch playing a lot better than we've seen throughout the rest of the tournament.
And that's good pace. He's done for pace. He thinks he might have found an edge put down by the keeper. The bowler liked it. And you'd be feeling, if you're a premium Paks player, or if they can just get Usman Ghani out, they'll feel like they're very much on top. They can put the plug on that run scoring. He's going along 38 from 24. Strike rate well over 100. And just drop and run. Well, Ekwar went for the run out that was never really on, and then almost offered up overthrows. I think if there'd been a little more awareness between the 2 batters out in the middle, they could have bagged themselves another. Bit of an unnecessary rocket throw.
Well, you can see in the distance players from the premium Aussies rolling in for the match coming up after this. But the action continues here out in the middle.
And they run the first one hard, but it's quick work out at deep mid-wicket to keep them to just 1. And Usman Ghani moves on to 40. Yeah, the Aussies rolling in. Your team, the Premium Indians, rolling in. You'll be rolling out to join them. Leave me in here, all on my own. But we've got to get through this one first. There's still another just over 5 overs in this first innings, and then another 15 potentially to come in the chase. And again, done for pace.
Wasi wafting at it.
So 10 overs gone, 67 for 6. Usman Ghani, 40 from 26 for him. We did see yesterday what Abdul Wasi Nouri can do. And not a lot to write home about other than that 40 there. It was destructive at the top from the premium Paks bowlers. They were all over the Afghans at the beginning. And led by Ghani, the rebuild is on, and they're pushing up towards that 70, trying to get up to 100 if they can. Another 5 overs they've got, and if these 2 can stay out, they feel like 100 very much could be on the board.
And that would sort of be a minimum target that they want to get you to give themselves a chance. Both of these teams have had issues with their batting, but their bowling has been giving them opportunities to get on the board, and someone will win this game. So the premium Afghans are trying to give themselves the best chance in posting a score in the region of or above 100. That will sort of give a psychological advantage to them of having premium Paks chase in excess of 3 figures.
Nice looking shot, straight to the fielder.
Well, I'm not sure about this field with mid-off in the circle and the bowler opting to be bowling full and straight. I'd much rather him bring the third man up and send the man back at long off and give himself an extra option for protection, covering the boundary there.
That's a lovely looking shot. Fielder is out there. He looked to try and come back and squeeze another, but it's good arm out on the boundary. Hunting a wicket at the moment, these premium Paks, because they're just allowing the Afghans, they've allowed them back into this game. And it's a swing and a miss.
Every dot's going to be valuable at this stage of the innings. Obviously, only 15 overs today, so with only 4 overs left after this one. Premium Afghans are going to want to score off of every ball available to them and try and capitalise with a few boundaries in between.
Short ball, given the full treatment, up in the air. Fielder thinks he's in it, he's not. And that's 6. Fielder thought he might be in with a chance and then just watched it sail over his head and clatter into the railings beyond the boundary. And he looks to go again, and this time doesn't get anything on it. Well, end of 11 overs. The Afghans 74 for 6. The 7 coming off that over. So what can they make from here, do you think?
Currently going with the 2 best batters at crease. They will be hovering just about around that 100-run marker unless they're able to get a big over or 2 in. This is good cricket. Not able to get a boundary off that ball, but still not allowing the bowler to bowl a dot, rotating the strike. It's been interesting tactics by the premium Paks today. The most experienced and senior bowler, Mohammed Irfan, the skipper, hasn't bowled at all.
Well, he was quite expensive in their first game, so perhaps he's got that on the mind in this shortened match. And that is launched. And it looked like it was going to fly over the boundary. I think it's just 4, but playing with real intent now, these two.
That is a beautiful cricket shot. Anytime you see a batter hit the ball over cover, whether for 6 or for 4, reminiscent of Shea Hope last night to seal the series victory for the West Indies over England, any true cricketing fan would appreciate the difficulty and skill required to play such a shot.
And he looks to go again. Well, you can see he's telegraphing exactly what he wants to do. He doesn't want to be working in singles. He wants to deal in boundaries.
Well, this is puzzling to me because the bowling Nakash has a deep square leg, deep mid wicket and long on. Mid off, up in the circle, and he's bowling full outside the off stump. So he's not bowling to where he has protection.
And that's wrapped him on the pads, and just the fielder and the keeper going up. No one else really interested. And the Afghans come through for the run, but I think that's hurt a bit.
I think that's a lot better. Full and straight, forcing the batter to at least try and score in the area that he has protection. Obviously came off the pad and ricocheted out into the offside for a leg bye.
Well, Mohammed Irfan just checking on him here. I did actually think he was going to leapfrog him for a moment there. Let's see what happened.
Straight onto the instep, it seems. That will cause a bit of pain later on today when he settles down.
Full but wide down the leg side. 3 runs, you don't want to be giving those away, especially in a shortened game.
As a captain, I can live with that, because at least I can see that he's trying to bowl to the field that's been set, which is something that the bowler and the captain, and I guess the whole team management would have discussed coming into the game, as opposed to bowling to the side of the field where there's not much protection and leaking boundaries.
Yeah, again, wide down the leg side, but as you say, trying to bowl to that field, just missing that line. Well, 8 from this over so far. Well, Usman Ghani, he's on 42. He's eyeing up that half century. Still work to be done to get there. And it looks like Abdul Wasi at the other end is struggling. He seems all right now. He's up. Don't bowl there. That's another 4 to Usman Ghani. He moves on to 46 from just 31 deliveries.
Well, that's the kind of ill discipline I was speaking about earlier. Giving the batter width on the offside. Third man had just come up into the circle with long on dropping back. And he gave him width where he could go between point and short third man, giving the second boundary of the over through the offside.
Short. Wide again. It's turning into a long over, this.
It is, and it's exactly what the Premium Afghans would have won. Score's gone up now to 87. So getting up to that 100-run marker, which would be sort of a mental safety net for them when they go to...
Short, one hand on the bat, up in the air. Fielder comes in, takes the catch. Looks to just flick that over his shoulder. Didn't get a hold of it. Let go of his bat, just one hand. And Usman Ghani, well, he has to go for 46. Sacrificed himself in the end, trying to take it on and keep the momentum going. But it won't be a half century for him today. Rehearses the shot as he walks off. Shorter ball, let go of the bat, sort of falls over on himself. And the fielder makes no mistake. Well, Usman Ghani caught by Fayaz Butt off the bowling of Nakash. He goes for 46 from just 31 deliveries. Afghans 87 for 6.
Very good hand played there by Usman Ghani. His team applauding him for his efforts. Came in a difficult time, had lost some early wickets, and he not only kept his wicket but he applied pressure back onto the premium Paks, and for one point there put them under severe pressure.
Yeah, well, it was all the pressure at the beginning with the wickets falling. And he did his business, did his job in the middle, and applauded by his team, got them up to something perhaps respectable. We've still got 3 overs remaining here. And it's Venkat Kolahalam,
Bowler is coming right him round. 5.
who appears to have, he's got a shirt, he's got a waistcoat as well, a sweater vest tucked into the trousers there. It is a little chilly, and that's just kicked up a bit from Nicholson. Lots of players in the sweater vests today. That's nicely worked away. Well, he's got to go. He set off for the run. Didn't realise it had gone straight to the fielder. And, well, Venkat, he goes without scoring. His partner at the other end, Abdul Wasi, never even moved. Cemented to his crease. Knew it had gone straight to the fielder. And it's a bonus wicket, really, for the premium Paks. Venkat walks off very slowly. A nonchalant throw and a very nonchalant dismissal. Well, this is just what the premium Paks wanted at the end of this innings. Keep the momentum swinging back in their direction. Don't let them get up to something big, you know, the big final overs. Get into that tail and keep Abdul Wasi at the non-strikers.
Middle, same. Shade middle.
What can they get themselves up to here? Remember, just a 15-over game after that early morning fog. Each of the bowlers has had 3 overs each, so some thinking to do for the captains in their bowler rotation. And that's just beaten the edge. So coming up after this game as well this afternoon, we'll have the premium Indians versus the premium Aussies. 2 teams have had a very different story so far. The Aussies all bowled out for 38 yesterday, and the premium Indians, well, 2 from 2 for them, including taking down the defending champions, the Windies. And this is a really good close coming from the premium Paks. Nicholson can't believe he's not got his man there. Just. And actually, they think they're going to have a look for a stumping. Well, 89 for 8. That is the score on the board. 2 overs still to come.
Requesting a review for stumping.
Remember, the Afghans, they won the toss and they decided to have a bat. It was an absolute nightmare start. They lost a wicket the first ball. They lost a wicket in the second over. The rebuild came. It was a well-made innings by Usman Ghani, who had to go just before he reached the half-century mark. That helped recover the team and recover some kind of score that they think could be defendable. But 89 on the board at the moment. 2 overs still to come, but only the 2 wickets in hand. We're well into the tail. And they were just having a look here to see if this was a chance of a stumping. Well, it looks pretty good behind the line to me. And Ashraf doesn't look too overexcited at the moment. Let's have a look here. Well, I think he's done quite well to get that foot back in. Very little foot movement from Ashraf, just sort of bends from the waist and has to then push his arms out in front of him. Bend those knees. Right, 89 for 8. 2 overs still to come. Green light says you're all good. You don't have to go. Abdul Wasi facing up. Again, let's go of the bat. Just the one-handed club out to deep mid-wicket.
Well, Paks are going to be happy with how things have played out over the past 3 overs, making some crucial inroads, getting rid of a few danger men.
Well, talk about flighted delivery. That came down with some snow on. And again, that's Nicholson Ekwah. He's just taking that unnecessary aggressive action as he launches the ball in, and they come through for 1. And those are needless runs. Takes his hand off the bat again. Well, they look like coming back for a second. The chance of a run out. And it's quick work. And he's gone. Well, again, unnecessary. Throwing away their wickets, the Afghans here. And they find themselves it's down. 91 for 9. Well, I was never on. And that's what happens when you start to lose your head, is you're just trying to force it at the end of this innings. So brings the last man to the middle. And that's Yusuf Zazai. He comes out to the middle. Number 66 on his back. Yep, good bit of work by the keeper. Got in a good position. Well, what can they do? 1 wicket in hand. And still 10 balls remaining in this shortened 15-over game. Premium Afghans winning the toss, electing to bat. They've got themselves up to 91 for 9. It's been a rescue mission at times, but a pretty well executed one. Now just falling away a little bit from them here. And a genuine leave. Not quite what you'd be expecting at this time in an innings when they're trying to push up to something competitive. And that'll be wide, just missing his line, the spinner. Uses his feet and he tried to club it through the hold of it from the edge, but they'll come through for the 1. That 100 looking like it could be on. Top edge. It's going to land safe. Oh, they're going to push for the second.
It's going to be a run up here. Oh, thrown to the wrong end.
Good throw, yaar.
The run in between the wicket hasn't been great, but they've managed to get back for 2. Score goes on to 95 with 1 over left.
Well, 1 over in hand, 95 on the board. You feel that they just have to get themselves over, as you say, that mental block, the 3 figures. Just the 2 batters to make double figures. And 3 runouts in there. 3 unnecessary runouts. And we Nicholson Ekwart to bowl the final over.
Miss stumping. Batter's come down. And straight past it. Keeper wasn't able to collect cleanly. Ball ricocheted off him. Well, got a replay. Keeper's missed the stump on the first occasion. Yeah.
और इतनी तेज बट्टा मार रहा है।
Guys, 10 minutes you got, 10 minutes.
Use all your deliveries available to you.
Yeah, especially when you've only got 15 overs. Well, that's the story of the batting, and in the end he's dragged his foot out. He had 2 chances at it. It was sent out of balance. And that's the end of the Afghan innings. Well, it's been a mixed bag for the premium packs. We've had drop catches, but some good work with the runouts. They started so well, they thought maybe at that point they would have hoped to restrict them to something less than 95. And they've got a job to do now with the bat. Yeah, just the 2 batters there making double figures. Usman Ghani very much the pick of the Afghan batters today. And Abdul Wazir Nori, he was run out needlessly for 16, but building on his 45 from yesterday, he's in form. And they helped get them to something competitive. Just the 8 extras there as well. So 95 they made in 14.2 of their 15 overs. So left 4 deliveries out there. Well, that's the story of the day. 2 apiece for Ali Umar and Nicholson Ekwart. And then, but Farouk and Ali sharing 1 each. 3 runouts in there really made that difference. Throwaway wickets, one could say, for the Afghans. But they did manage to get themselves up to 95 all out in 14.2 overs. Paks in a shortened 15-over-a-side game due to some early fog, which I'm happy to say has cleared away nicely, and we have play. Well, the premium Afghans, they won the toss. They elected to bat, and they were bowled out in the end for 95 after 14.2 overs, so left 4 balls out there. And now they have to go and try and defend that out in the middle. Both these teams looking for their first win of the tournament. The fog has cleared. The heads have cleared. They're ready as the Pak batters just crossing the boundary rope here, ready for the chase. So they need 96, their first win of the tournament. But if the Afghan bowlers have anything to say about it, they will not want that to happen. Remember, this shortened game, 15 overs aside, each bowler has allocated 3 overs, and we have myself, Georgie Heath. I'm joined by Kieran Powell alongside me, who, when he's not playing for the winning team, Premium Indians, joined us in the commentary box. Life of a busy winning man.
Very excited by the prospect of what's going to happen here with this chase by Premium Paks. Obviously both teams have a lot on the line. Second game, both teams both trying to get on the board, having lost their first encounter. The pitch seems to have settled down nicely today. Sort of realised better and better as the tournament's gone on, and the ball seems to be carrying through a lot better today than it has on any previous day of the tournament. So Premium Paks should back themselves to get this score. Having said that, obviously Premium Afghans are going to want to make some early inroads of their own. But not like that. 5 wides to get things started off. Oh, no ball. Apologies. On the leg side, runs away. And so, start off with 5 runs and a free hit. As an opening batter. I'd love that to be the situation every time I go into the limited overs. Really don't do that much.
It's definitely not the start he would have been hoping for. Or the Afghans defending this 95. Just have a look at this. No ball. Down the leg side, that will be.
Well, on this occasion, it is 5 wides, and the free hit will remain. So it's a terrible start here from the Premium Afghans. 10 runs without a ball being bowled. Bowler's going to make a change, come around the wicket. I'm not sure he should be allowed to do that, given that it's a free hit, but
Yeah, still the free hit from the no ball. The wide doesn't counteract that one. Carries on through. Well, that's up in the air, and that's gone a long way. Just falling short of the boundary, but they're not hanging about here. Aggressive from the start, the Premium Paks openers. Taking on Yusuf, who's struggled to find his line so far. Well, right in the hitting arc.
absolute dream start here for the Premium Paks. Just what they would have wanted. 14 off 1, which is not a scoreline you see ever in cricket. It's gone bang! Pulled away over the wicket. Plugs in the outfielder, but
Yes,
he's
keeper!
gonna come back for 2.
Keeper!
So racing along here, score rushes up to 16.
Well, a bit of a different start to the Afghan innings when they lost a wicket very first ball And then another in the second over. As you say, at one point here, it was 14 from one legitimate delivery. So 16 already from this over.
Back! Yes, here!
And
Feels like there's been a lot happening in this over. We're only halfway through.
Come on, boys!
that's just chipped up. The fielder for a minute thought he might be in with a chance. Coming in from short mid-off. Just pushed at it.
What's important in these small run chases is to get off to a bit of a fly, settle the nerves of the dressing room, kill the spirit of the opposition team. You don't want to let them in the game and think that they have a chance. So the premium Paks will be looking to get as many as they possibly can in the first 5. Put the game to bed.
That's the ball, that's the ball. Good ball, hands up.
Well, from what started out as an absolute horror over, this is a really good recovery here from Yusuf. He started with 5 no ball and 5 wides, the 4, and now we've had 3 dots in a row. And that's another dot to him, so really well recovered. Nightmare over.
That's going to be the end of Yusuf's spell as well. He didn't have much. Pretty sure. It seemed as though they initially were going to go to tactical. One seamer for the substitute on.
Bowler coming right him over.
Has been cut all the way down to 5.71. So that big opening over has done a huge favour to premium Paks. Something that's very manageable now, 5 and over.
Yeah, so it'll be Sabo Haran who's taken the ball. And not quite timed by Nicholson. Yeah, you wonder what was said during that innings break. Well, the Afghans, they had a mixed bag of an innings, didn't they? They started horrendously, recovered in the middle, and then needlessly throwing away wickets as we went towards the end with the run-outs, stumping.
No!
Well, that's no ball. And to rub salt in the wounds again, it goes for 4.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know what could not have possibly been said, and that would be to give away 3 sets of 5 extras within the first 7 balls. This has really put the premium Afghans on the back foot here with not much runs to defend. Scores raced along to 21.
Full toss, given the full treatment. And that is just not what the Afghans needed. The premium Paks have come flying out of the traps here. The free hit, full toss, launch for 6. There's a lot of double teapots out there at the moment.
Well, the score's raced along to 27 without loss. And whilst the conditions have cleared up, things seem to be a bit foggy for the premium Afghans at the moment.
That's a good recovery. I'll let you have that one. Well, 27 without loss. That target is just 96, so they have really come flying out here, but much of it has been thanks to some wayward bowling.
Well, that's not going to help. That's gone through the gap. Misfield there, allowing for another 2 runs.
Yeah, Samit Patel going for that with the one hand and just missing it.
I think what these teams... The weather forecast for the weekend doesn't look great as well. And if you're not able to get some points on the board here today, and possibly lose a game or 2 over the weekend, puts you at a real disadvantage to qualify for the knockouts, and that one has been slashed away through the cover region for 4 more.
Well, it seems the premium Paks heard there might be rain around sometime soon, and they're trying to get this done as quickly as they can.
Well, Duckworth Lewis takes effect after the first 5 overs. They're well ahead of where they need to be, especially having not lost a wicket.
They're not hanging about here.
Well, I think the premium Paks might be trying to finish this within the first 5 overs.
Off that one.
Through the cover region.
पहली ओवर करवाई वो कौन थे?
यूसुफ था अभी आ रहा हूँ.
Through a wall, and it leaves their shape just with this ball-shaped mark. Well, no wickets yet to fall. 37 on the board. It's those extras. They're having a good day out, aren't they? 15 extras. Bowled by the premium Afghans. Well, Yusuf is going to continue. And that's much better. So 12 coming off his first over. So 96, the target. In 15 overs, we've got a 5-over power play. Shorter, and it's well kept down. Yeah, so 5-over power play in this 15-over game. Each bowler has an allocated 3 overs. All of this due to some fog and murky conditions that were around this morning. But happy to say those have cleared away nicely. There was a time we could barely see the cut strip in the middle from the commentary box, but it's cleared away and we've got play. Short again and clubbed away. There's a fielder out there, goes for the full long barrier.
Well, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Nicholson has been the aggressor. This first time on strike to Yusuf. Having from the non-strikers end for an over and a half. Pretty sure he'd have come up with his plan of approach.
Really giving it some welly in the previous over. He means business today. He's come out swinging, come out hard hitting. And that'll be another wide down the leg side.
Well, he doesn't hold back, this Nicholson. Even for that delivery down the leg side. Swung himself off his feet. And he's going for maximum damage here within this power play.
Short again. Well, Nicholson lets go of the bat and steps away, feeling like he's perhaps missed out.
Slow ball deceived him there. Threw the shot a bit too early.
Much better over from Yusuf. And they think about the run, he gets sent back. So much tidier. And they could have done with this an over ago.
Well, Nicholson has shown himself to be an aggressive batter, and that's caused Yusuf to make an adjustment. And he's shown himself to be a thinker. He's gone pace off for majority of this over, which has worked in his favor. He's managed to pull it back nicely.
Well, that's a really tidy over in the end. The 2 runs coming from it. 3 overs gone. Premium Paks 39 without loss. That target 96 in 15 overs. You've got 5 overs of power play, so 2 still to come. They've got off to an absolute flyer here, much thanks to some ill discipline from the premium Afghan bowlers, but also some hard hitting off the bat of Nicholson Ekwart. 16 from 10 for him.
Well, it's only another 57 required from 12 at 4.75. And so we're going to see an introduction of spin into the attack for the first time from the premium Afghans.
New bowler, right him round.
Still 2 overs in the power play, so still the fielding restrictions in play. As Yashmid starts his over with a dot. Round the wicket to the left-hander, who looks to sweep. And in the end, it is wide down the leg side. Again, that's what we're seeing from Nicholson Ekwart. He's still trying to take it on. He wants to go the aggressive route.
Not sure that's Nicholson Ekwart on strike there.
Apologies. Well, the stumps seem to have been absolutely demolished. The umpires having to put them back together.
Keeper seems to have done some damage to his fingers. His fingers are quite heavily taped.
Well, Zishan has been the quieter of the 2 in this opening partnership. Nicholson Going along at 16 from 10, but still playing his part. And playing his part he is. Stand and deliver. That has been absolutely dispatched. The ball is lost over the stand hoardings. And that is one of the biggest sixes we have seen so far in the American Premier League Season 2.
Well, this has been a demolition job so far. Scores rushed on to 46 from 3.2 overs. This pair has done half of the job required of them as a team in chasing the target of 96. Power play. It's going to be 4 more swept away. So the 50 comes up for the premium packs. Motoring along here.
Yeah, they're trying to get this done quickly, aren't they? Like you said, a bit of rain around the next few days. Thinking about perhaps net run rates, getting those points, clocking their first win, which very much looks like it's swinging in there. They look like they're on the charge. Want to get this done quickly. Get home for some lunch.
And Zishan saying to Nicholson, I'm going to join in on this party. You're not going to do it on your own.
Can't pierce the infield with that one.
Right in, boys, right in.
Yeah, that's. Batsman coming right in over 1.
5 overs in this shortened 15-over game. Jashmeed coming over the wicket. That's not something we've seen much of. So close at the 4th over. Premium Paks, 51 without loss. 12 coming off that over. Well, the premium Afghans will be wondering who they can turn to. To try and put some kind of stoppers on this run flow, because the Paks are already up to 51. They need just 96 to win this game.
5 over.
5 over.
So it's been quite an explosive start. And that is almost an understatement.
Well, the premium Afghans would be hoping for heavy, heavy rain before the end of this over. Not allowing Duckworth Lewis to come into play. And having a split result here. Having said that, Zishan has got other ideas. Over cover, few bounces into the boundary for 4, so the score continues to race along here. Positive intent by both batters.
Well, Mirkan Khan, it is not his day. He went for 17 from his first over. He's brought back on now, and the first ball goes for 4. Well, the premium Paks can do no wrong right now. And Miran Khan can only watch as it races for yet another boundary.
Well, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, sadly, this isn't the kind of pouring that we thought the Afghans would be praying for. Swings and the keeper lets it go through his hands. He should have stopped that. So back-to-back fours to start the final over of the power play. He swings again, make that. Well, the premium Paks, it seems they've got places to be. And they want to get this done quickly.
I think Zishan is trying to capitalize as much as possible in this last over, and I don't think he's going to be having any plans or thoughts about defending any of the next 3 balls in this over. Let's get as close as possible as we can to that total when we close out this power play, and then walk the game home would be his thinking.
And here he goes again. 6 more. So this over. 4, 4, 4, 6.
Well, this is really good batting by Zishan and really bad bowling by Miran. He sort of pitched all 4 balls roughly in the same area, and Zishan's roughly played the same shots, all resulting more or less in the same result, apart from the last one actually carrying the distance for 6. Not asking the batter to make any angle coming over the wicket, not changing the field or anything. So it's made it quite easy for the batter to score here, and the score races along to 69.
Full toss.
Who would have thought that would have been the dot ball of the over?
The side eye from Samit Patel. Chilling at extra cover with his hands in his pockets. Well, it's chipped up in the air. No, he didn't really know where that had gone. And miraculously, it's 2 dots in a row. Out, the 5th over. That's the end of the power play. So premium Paks 69 without loss. That target just 96. Not far away at all. Well, this view earlier today, you could barely see. And now it's Zishan Ashraf. He's on the charge. 36 from 21 for him. Accompanied by Nicholson Ekwart, also having a bit of a swing. But the discipline of these Afghan bowlers has been the real problem today, and the extras bowled. And there it is, the signal, the end of the power play. Just 5 over power plays in this 15 over a side game. And it'll be Yashmir Mir Alikil continuing with the ball, bowling his spin. Right arm over. Well, it's on the legs. And it goes very, very fine, and it's so fine that fine leg can't get there. And that's total.
Keeper. No.
Right, 73 without loss. That target 96, just 23 runs away.
Down the leg side, helped over the man at sharp fine leg for another boundary. It's gone completely awry here for the premium Afghans.
And that's a good recovery. Well, Nicholson, he's raced now on to 24 from just 13. Quite the opening partnership. Launched again. Fielder can't get round to it, and that's another 4 off the back of Nicholson Ekwart. Well, we never thought 96 was going to be enough, but we also didn't think that it'd be the explosion at the top of the innings from these premium Paks batters. But this has been a masterclass in how to chase down quickly, in getting it done.
I don't understand as well why the premium Afghans, after such a bad start, have retained 5 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. So there are lots of things that just haven't gone their way today, and their planning as well as their execution seems to be at fault here. Oh no.
Well, it's going to land safe. It went very high, and we thought perhaps that was another boundary.
Over? 85.
Well, 6 overs gone, 85 for none. Just 11 more needed for the premium Paks to beat the premium Afghans and clock their first win of the tournament here at American Premier League Season 2. The first game of a double-header again today, this afternoon, with Indians taking on the premium Aussies. The Indians yet to lose the game. They've played 1-2. The Aussies yesterday, well, had it handed to them, bowled out for 38. And I've had some thinking to do since then. But first, this game, still 11 runs needed by the premium Paks. 85 without loss. 9 overs to play with. 10 wickets in hand. And it could just be a procession to the finish line. It could be a very quick procession the way these two are going. And even quicker when you're handed freebies like that. Oh, 88 the score now. Just 8 needed. Well, you would think they'd want to finish this with a flourish, wouldn't you? They don't want to prod. They haven't played any kind of prodding way to get to this point, these two openers, and they'll want to finish it in style and put down a marker for their next game. There's a man out there.
Never mind the game starting a bit later than scheduled time. We're finishing ahead of time here today. That one tugged away through wide long on. The batters will come back for 2. Score moves on to 92.
So just 4 needed. Can they do it in 1?
Free hit coming up as well. Well, that's it.
Well, it's how it started and it's how it finished. 5 wides down the leg side, and it has been total domination from the premium Paks. They have chased down their target in just 6.2 overs and without losing a wicket. I mean, the premium Afghans, they managed to get themselves up to 96, But these two, they came out swinging. The bowlers were not on form, not on song, couldn't find their lines and lengths, lack of discipline. But it was some power hitting by the premium Paks openers as well, and they win it by 10 wickets, chasing down that target in just 6.2 overs. And they all get to go home early now. But for the premium Afghans, it's go home early and go back to the drawing board. They've got some real thinking to do. They've played 2, lost 2. And the premium Paks, they've clocked their first win of the tournament, and they've done it in quite some style, beating the premium Afghans by 10 wickets. Well, that is the premium Paks batting lineup. Just the 2 batters needed, 39 and 38 respectively, but look at that, extras, 26 extras. And that's really where the problem lay for the Afghan bowlers, lack of discipline. So the premium Paks winning it by 10 wickets there, easy as you like, chasing it down in 6.2 overs.